Hi guys, this is James from CVG and I'm here with Andy Kelly.
Hello.
And we are here to talk Elder Scrolls Online.
Yes.
Now this footage we're seeing here is the first time we've seen the first person view in the game.
Yeah, after understandable fan outcry, they've put a first person mode in. And it works pretty well. I played it. In the build I played, there was no hands.
Right.
So the first person view will have... you'll see your both hands floating in front of you with your weapons and your spells in it. The version I played had no hands yet,
but weapons just floating around.
Yeah. Well, there was no weapons either. You just couldn't see anything. But it was pretty. It still worked really well. It made the game feel a lot more like Elder Scrolls, and even down to the same press E to enter interface stuff and picking up like random bits of food and junk lying around levels. But there's none of the mad physics stuff of like, you know, stacking up cabbages or whatever, like weird stuff like that. It's still that kind of static MMO type world. But you know, the combat seemed to work fairly well, even though I couldn't use my weapon. I could see my weapons. I mean, in this footage, which is from a later build, it looks pretty good. But yeah, I mean, it feels more like Elder Scrolls. But
so if you've played Skyrim, then you're going to have a pretty good idea of how this is going to work.
Yeah, and the combat is real time as well. But there's still like a MMO style quick bar, so you'll be using abilities as well as real time blocking and attacking. So yeah, it works really well, and I'm really glad to put it in actually, because it did feel it would be one of the first non first person Elder Scrolls games, which would just be weird, because that's part of the immersion of Elder Scrolls, is that you're seeing it through your character's eyes.
And did you get to see about any of the classes that are going to be in it and that kind of thing?
Yeah, there was only a couple of classes to play. The one I was playing was a kind of, I can't remember the name, but it was a mix of ranged magic and stabby action. So I could like kite enemies like by throwing fireballs at them, and then they'll run towards me to separate them from the group, and you know, standard MMO stuff. It does feel very much like if you've played an MMO, you know what you're in for. But the quests are, when you talk to someone, it zooms in on them and there's more dialogue. And you know, the quests feel like classic Elder Scrolls quests. There's one where you're like solving a murder in Daggerfall, and anyone that's played Elder Scrolls knows there's always a quest where you solve a murder somewhere. So yeah, it feels like Elder Scrolls, but it's kind of it does also at the same time feel like a pretty typical MMO.
And in terms of the environments you get into visit, it's got a lot of the whole Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, they're saying it's got all of Tamriel in it, so you'll get to explore Skyrim, Cyrodiil from Oblivion. I was exploring Daggerfall from Daggerfall, which is a really old Elder Scrolls game. I don't know, there's going to be guilds in there as well, like the standard Fighters Guild and stuff, but the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood, which are the best ones, are going to be added later, apparently in DLC or something.
Right, so
I don't know whether
that's at the beginning.
Yeah, that might be a free update or not, I'm not sure, but it is good to see some parts of Tamriel, like Morrowind and stuff, that end with modern visuals, because in Daggerfall, the game, Daggerfall just looked like a load of pixely blocks.
It's nice to see it in proper
like,
HD. Yeah,
and if you're into Elder Scrolls lore, there's tons of books and characters giving out telling you the history of the place, and it's pretty nice looking. It's not as good looking as Skyrim. There's a lot of fog to make up for the fact that it's an MMO.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to just running around, exploring, seeing Cyrodiil in a different time period with better visuals, and that, you know, that'll be interesting as an Elder Scrolls fan. So as an MMO fan, it doesn't look, you know, and Guild Wars 2 is for me the best example of a modern MMO, and it seems to be more. Well, that game was good because it kind of felt like it was changing some of the old habits of the MMO, whereas this Elder Scrolls Online, from what I played, feels more akin to WoW and the Old Republic. It's kind of more old school feeling. So,
but from what you played, you've got reasonably high hopes for it.
Yeah, no, I'm as a big MMO player and as an Elder Scrolls fan, I'm definitely going to be playing this when it comes out. But yeah, I just wonder if it will be able to match the greatness of the mighty Guild Wars 2, which came in and kind of went MMOs don't have to be boring grinds.
Alright, well, we'll leave you with some more of these lovely visuals from the Elder Scrolls Online. Please give us a subscribe and a like if you like this video, and we'll see you again for more Elder Scrolls stuff when we have it.